This is my fabric stash. It's mostly Aida cloth. I have a little bit of the blue, some beige. It goes from 14 count to 18 count. I have a little bit of linen. I have this Dublin linen, which is for a chatelaine pattern by Martina Rosenberg. I have some just stash linen for various different projects I hope to do in the future. And I recently discovered Magic Guide, which is pre-gridded. I had to order it from the UK off of eBay. And I have some very large pieces, 2 yards, for heaven and earth patterns that I plan to do in the future. So they will be about 70 by 60. For floss storage, I use stitch bows and stitch bow pages. I have the small page binder and then the regular size pages that hold 15. I've just put in a regular binder from the dollar store. I find that much easier than the bobbins. When I have leftover floss, I just bag it up in little baggies, and I keep it in grouped in sequences of numbers. All the 300s are in here, and I go all the way through. Those are some to be sorted project skeins. This is the box that I keep my leftover bits and bobs that won't fit onto a stitch bow, that aren't long enough to fit on a stitch bow. So that's my floss storage. These are the tools that I use with my cross stitching. Water-soluble pins that I do gridding with. Occasionally I'll use a needle threader. Thread Heaven to condition the floss. A magnetic needle minder. Have lots and lots of needles. Lots of sharp scissors. I'm currently using this floss organizer. I got it for the Heaven and Earth project that I'm doing. There's 88 flosses involved with it. Project cards with a magnetic strip on the bottom. It can hold the needles down there. I have a magnifier. I use a lot of index cards. I make a lot of my own project floss keepers. And I just keep some gridded paper on hand in case I want to draft something up. I have a couple of recent finishes. No lollygagging. It's one of my favorite sayings from Skyrim. And a gift for a friend. It's a pinball machine. Then I have kitted up some of the charts I've purchased. From Turquoise Graphics and Designs, Knit 1 Stitch 2. From Chatelaine, Martina Rosenberg, I have the Hawaii Garden Mandala. This is my stash bag for my pattern charts and my kits and my whips. It's a DMC Needlework on the Go tote bag. If I were taking something out, I could pack everything in there, but I don't. I just keep it here and store all of my kits and things in it. So my first kit is this Paris tote bag from DMC. You get the bag as well as the floss. I have a stamped cross stitch from Candamar. It's a Monet Japanese bridge. I have a 3-dimensional shadow box pattern from Busilla, an RTO postcard, seahorses. They give you the card to put your cross stitch inside of when it's done. I have the Senility Prayer from Dimensions. I have a botanical grouping from Dimensions. And a laundry room kit from Dimensions. A reading room kit from Dimensions. I mostly do those size projects on Q-Snaps. These are my current whips. I'm working on Joan Elliott's two matching moon and sun patterns. This is Mother Moon, and I'm also going to do Father Sun. I've started on the Mother Moon, and I've kitted up Father Sun, and I'll start them today. My other works in progress are the Needle Workshop. It's a Janlin chart. So far, I've done the awning, the inside staircase, and the bookcase that's in the window. This one is a pretty big project. It will take a while. I've also started 2 different Big Bang Theories. This is the chart that I got from Pattern Porn, and this is what I've done so far on it. I've completed Sheldon and Raj. The other one I got from Wee Little Stitches on Etsy. It includes Bernadette and Amy as well. And I've done Bernadette and Howard's Head on that one. I'm also working on another large project that's long term. It's the 3 Billy Goats Gruff from the Prairie Schooler. I've been working on it for about 2 months. That's my progress on that. The biggest project I'm working on, which will take years, is Amy Stewart's from Heaven and Earth Designs Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. And I'm almost finished with page 1. In my future project stash, I have Twisted Stitches book, which I love. Joan Elliott's Bewitching Cross Stitch that Mother Moon and Father Sun came out of, but there's also a castle and a couple of dragons in there I'd like to do. The Map of California, and I'm lucky I don't have to draw in my city. I was born and raised in San Francisco, and it's already on there. Let's Have Fun with Yarn by Ursula Michaels. Let's Sew by Ursula Michaels. I got these at 123 Stitches. Lizzie Kate's sampler, and it's called Promise Me. This one I'll be doing for my sister. A vintage sewing machine chart I got on Etsy. I don't know the designer. And for someone special from Candemar Designs, I got Needleworker at Heart. And by Designs with Scissors, I got an antique carousel chart. And this was a freebie little owl pattern I got with one of my orders, one of my fabric orders. And also I have various sets of alphabets that came with some DNC color variations floss. And I have City Gardens Collection 1. I'll be doing this doorway. It also has the charts for this garden area, but I won't be doing that. I'm only going to do the doorway. And finally, I got Amy Stewart's other bookshelf one. It is the large World Travel bookshelf. And there's the Golden Gate Bridge for San Francisco. And this is the one I'll be doing on that 2 yards of fabric that I showed in my fabric stash. It is 997 stitches by 721. So those are all of my works in progress and future projects.